Peter Charles here, Folk to Fly, fly fishing. And today we're going to tie a fly that has some significance for me. It's called the Professor, and it was produced by Professor John Wilson in Scotland around the early 1800s, so it's been around a while. In this case, I was visiting the local fly shop around the mid-90s, and the owner handed me a Professor and said, "You got to try one of these. They're catching all sorts of fish." Okay, fine. So I bought a fly and I bought a bunch of material, went home, misplaced the fly, so I tied it from memory. Screwed it all up, produced something different, which became my mini brown little streamer. That streamer caught me a ton of fish, but ironically, I've never tied the Professor. 25 years or something about that, fishing the other one, and I never have ever tied a Professor. So let's try and get it right this time. Okay, our materials. We're going to use a size 8 traditional wet fly hook. We're using white 8/0 thread, and we're going to color it black when we get to the end. We have a red schlappen tail. We're going to use an extra fine gold rib, yellow floss, brown hen for a throat, and mallard flank for the wing. So let's get tying. We're going to stack the materials up, then skid them down the hook. It's a quick way to do it. Now the rib. Now the floss. Some of that extra out of the way. Now we're just going to keep the material on top and just skid everything down. Now the reason for using this white thread is I don't want that red to show through from the tail. I don't want to see the hook showing through, and if I use black, when this floss would get wet, it would get very, very muddy and look just like a, I don't know, dull mustard rather than yellow. To keep it bright, we need to use a light colored thread underneath. You could use yellow too if you wanted to. Okay, now the floss. If you've seen my other videos, we've just got to work this floss to get it to lay flat. Watch the hook point. Now I recommend starting to color the thread at this point. It gives us a little bit better coverage. Now for the rib, just put one turn at the back, then come forward. You see I've already started coloring my thread black, so when I'm doing all these turns I am creating that black base. That way I don't have to worry about some white showing through. Now for our throat. And now for our wing. Now for the whip finish. There we go, the Professor. It's a fairly easy tie. As usual, I like to keep the heads relatively large for robustness. Also to create some turbulence to kick those feathers around. I like the mottled look of the brown hen that I was using over just plain brown. And the mini brown turned out to be a very effective fly, so I imagine this will be as well. So give it a try, the Professor. Cheers.